Shaq. We promised that we're going to talk about Shaq. So this video, I've not looked at it. I've not watched it in full. I wanted us to watch it together.
Right. But all right, real quick, random observation. I'm at Shaq house yesterday, right?
Yo,
And
I've seen this, but let's go.
yo, this man is living like Neo. He got
Are you hearing?
Yeah, I've seen this, but let's go. Yeah, let's react to it.
4 white bitches, big booties, and then like one is in the kitchen cleaning, the other one is in the basement. The like
Shaq
four.
was Shaquille O'Neal?
Yeah, I mean I don't know another Shaq,
right?
But yes,
He down in Atlanta.
Guess what, Jess?
Yeah, he got a house in Atlanta.
And he got four wives?
4 white women.
Does Shaq want you to say this?
Yes.
You'll never
get invited to his house.
No, I don't give a hot goddamn.
What happened at the house yesterday that makes you never want to go back there again? That you told the story.
No. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna go back or not. But man, when I seen 2 of them was bad. The other ones they were getting there. But I couldn't believe it. 4 white women. No, I mean like the other 2 of them was like beautiful bad. I'm like, okay, all right, Shaq, I see what you're doing. Then I seen the other 2 come out the back, and I was like, oh, all right, they getting there. They need a little bit more work.
Why you didn't DM Dr. Umar and report this?
Because Dr. Umar got something of his own that he going on right now. He going through right now. So I chose to leave that brother alone. But man, I could not believe it.
Did they cook for you?
Okay. Okay. What was your thought on this video?
Right. First of all, like I said, I've seen the video. It's not your business to say that man's to bring that man's business to the street. She had no right to say to start putting out that kind of information about Shaq, because there's no way he permitted you to say that. Yeah. It's not your business. What happened to people minding their business? Yeah. For one, Charlamagne took the words out of my mouth when I watched this video, because I said, I'm definitely, if I'm Shaq, you're not come back in my house. As open and person as I feel as though Shaq is, that's something that nobody knew about him. It's not your business to put it out there. She had no fucking right. That's my comment. She had no fucking right whatsoever to put that man's business.
You know what really stood out to me? Because I like the fact that I'm reacting to this video raw. What stood out to me was the fact that they warned her that,
yes,
madam, if you continue,
are you sure he wants you saying something like that?
If you continue with this story, he may not invite you back to the house. The woman said, no, I must continue. I must say this problem. And she's like, oh, 2 of them were really bad. The other 2 are getting there. And I'm like, madam, let's look at your face. You're not that spectacular.
Let me tell you something. Do you know what an amazing work this Breakfast Crew makeup team does with this chick?
They probably spend like 2 hours to get her ready.
Bro, if I tell you that, I'm gonna find a clip.
What's her name?
Bro, if you is that okay? We're not done with the end of the video. You're gonna see there's a clip.
No, we don't have to do the whole video anyway.
Yeah, okay, yeah, but pictures online, like this girl. There was one time someone called her a picture without her. This girl's bolder than me. She's bolder than me.
Yeah. What's her name? Jess
hilarious. Oh, sorry, less hilarious as Corey Holcomb calls her.
Yeah.
There's a comedian called Corey Holcomb.
I know Corey Holcomb.
Okay, yeah. So Corey Holcomb does not like this girl for nothing.
Oh my days.
They have a standing beef.
Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Look,
not even this one. This is not this one. Not the one you put up. There's another.
No. Wait. I'm going to. I think I'm going to stop sharing that page. But I'm just looking at general pictures of her.
Okay. Yeah. So there's one bad picture. Just say Jess, bald Jess, hilarious.
Yeah.
Something like that. So for you to be like that, really, because like I said, the makeup team do an amazing job with her. Yeah. Trust me. When she's all dolled up, she looks nice. Yeah.
I lost my place.
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
And you had
this one I saw.
Bro, this is nothing. This is nothing.
Okay.
She didn't have no wig on, no weave, nothing.
So it was. Look at her mouth, my Jesus. This one is not qualified to talk about anything.
This one on the second right, second left. That's the same person. Yes, exactly. So you can't have pictures like that online, and you're talking about something like that.
She looks like Emerson. Do you remember Emerson?
Emerson. She looks like I Should Speed.
Yeah, exactly. This is what she looks like. She looks exactly. Of course,
Emerson is the Juventus player. Yeah.
What is the difference? What's the difference?
Yeah. Trust me.
She does look like I Should Speed. But I Should Speed at least has a hairline. But
forget about the hairline with the face like that, the nose and everything.
With the eyes, yeah.
This was a top midfielder, top midfielder in his day.
Jeez, I can't even tell the difference. Are they related? Dude, just as a way to end on this woman who is less hilarious, shout out to her. She got on the news because during Trump's State of the Union, he was honoring a small black boy, about 10, 11 years old, who had brain cancer. And his hair, he was losing his hair because of the treatment.
Of course. Again, I'm very hip to this news too. Yeah.
And this creature here
Yeah. Yeah. Of
said,
course.
"Oh, his hair was patchy. Oh, he looked."
Yes. So that's what I'm saying. With all that in mind, knowing that you go look at this.
And I'm like, I've not even seen this picture, but one, like, you're not qualified to talk about
But
anybody.
you're not. So if you know how much that statement offended me, because like I'm subscribed to Breakfast Club, so I don't miss anything when it comes to Breakfast Club. That's why. And I was so pissed off at that fucking statement because you're not qualified to make a statement like that, knowing how you really look. But most importantly, that aside, anyway, that's a kid who's gone through an ordeal, and you're just saying that about, you know. Yeah. But go on, sorry.
I know it's funny because, like, look at what we were going through just now. We're just going through some random pictures of random volleyball players. These women, we don't know their names. They are nobodies. This woman is a famous person, relatively. And they are all hotter than this woman is. And trust me, the woman that Shaq would bring to his house would be, like, at worst, the worst you can be to come to Shaq's house is a 6. That is the worst you can be with Shaq.
That's the worst. Yeah. That's the worst. Yeah. That's the worst.
Be less than a 6 going to Shaq's house. But you're up to 2, bro. They're like,
like I said, it was when I saw that statement, when I saw and watched that statement she made about that kid, I was, you know what I mean, like, knowing that I'd seen this clip, this picture I just showed you. I was.
It's not even
like, please.
I forget the kid even. It's like, okay, maybe I know, of course, very, very bad taste. Of course, it's completely wrong and reprehensible for her to say what she said, but you can see the pattern of, like, trying to down other people, and just look at your face. You don't have much to write them about at all.
You see, Jess hilarious. So there's a new girl on the show called Lauren LaRosa, Jess went. First of all, when I heard that Jess was about to give birth, I'm thinking, what is this chick doing?
Who put something inside this fucking woman? That's my first question.
I said you just got a new job, a new gig, and the next thing you're doing 2 months or less later, you're giving birth. That's a bit risky, you know, like something like that. You would have cemented your place properly, right? So long story short, now this girl came in to fill in for Jess, a girl called Lauren LaRosa, another black girl, very professional, top notch with the news and information. So Jess had this problem of actually even reading when she's on Breakfast Club. She stumbles over words or whatnot.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Lauren, who is someone who's come from journalism background, so you can't have Jess reporting on. Anyway, before Jess came back, everybody on the show was on the comments was already talking about how Lauren is doing more of an amazing job, that Jess not gonna have a job to come back to. And I'm thinking, because I went to the comments for a reason. I'm thinking, are people seeing what I'm seeing? Because this girl is pretty good at this. Then obviously only to remember kind of, because I remember when she was at TMZ very vaguely, but I remembered her name because that name is kind of, it's not a name you forget. So she has that background from journalism. She reports on point, like her research is on point.
A bit more work.
So long story short, Jess comes back and feels very threatened. Yeah. This is a big thing I'm talking about because it's been, they actually had to even hash out some of it on the radio show. You know what I mean? Because Jess went on social media and went on and just crashed out.
Okay.
Oh my God, you need to check these clips out. So she went on social media and started talking about Breakfast Club, how nobody's even trying to support her or see how she feels. They bring somebody else because so there's a segment called Jess with a Mess, right?
Yeah.
But they link it with because that's something she used to do on social media before. So they just thought they used that to give her a segment. So she would post on news and talk about some other stuff, like things on headlines. But the crazy thing here, she's a comedian, not a journalist, you know what I mean? So everybody was to say eventually they took the segment away from her, and because at one point it's Jess with a mess, but Jess would introduce the segment and Lauren LaRosa give also all the details. Everybody's complaining about why is Jess.
This is what she said. This is what she said. All right, cool. She doesn't leave, but she's on only during my segment.
Exactly.
She was meant to be a full-time host. Move her in another way. Why she gotta be moved in on? Because nobody had a problem with Jess with the mess until she started reading right.
Yes.
Until she started reporting.
Let me tell you something here. Jess mistakenly, I know there's no way she meant to say that reading right, because one of the main things, like I just said to you, she struggles and stumbles over words when she's trying to read any headline. Do you know what I mean? So, so it was obvious that this girl was doing it way better than you are. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's 11 out of 10 compared to you.
Senior news reporter with TMZ.
Oh, of course. You know?
Right.
And she has a dual role in Breakfast Club. She's a senior lead producer there as well, for the news aspect of it. You know, so Yeah, so it was a big deal. Like I said, this is it. This is all the clips from them going at it on live on radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
the woman is too ugly for us to talk about this much. Like, I can't do it. We don't have like she's ghetto. She's completely low of the low. Look at her mouth. Look at her hair. Like, come on, bro. We'd rather do a show about MS than to talk about this. Like, what is this?
you
Anyways,
crazy.
on that bombshell, bro. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. Leave a like, subscribe, share.
Most definitely.
Done. It's been
We out, right?
Thank you so much,
Yeah, man. As always. Nah, love. Take care.
All right, bro. Safe.
Do this again.
Oh, big time. Big time.
Peace.